scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. Scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm gonna pop it till I drop, cause I ain't dropping Miss Daisy. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I got a boast, I move like a ghost. Give them that Patrick Swayze's. All of them lost, they knew the cost. I chase them down, I'm the boss. Up in the circle, hitting that purple. If that don't work, maybe a perk. With Madison High, that is the spot where I get paid every raise. Sign on my checks with a big X, then get up out of my space. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. All of my shit, always legit, it's just what my mama gave me. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. Call it a win, once I begin, I'ma do it for my baby. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I am the one, hot like the sun, winning the races that pay me. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. Hitting the throttle, popping the bottle, pour it on top of like gravy. It's never a cap, winning the snap, and no one got nothing to say. I'm in every place, taking every race, nobody can get in my way. Tapping the brake, first to the tape, I never knew how to die. Give all the rest, all of my best, all of that takes running dry. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. You think you know how this will go, don't be so goddamn hasty. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'll see you there, blood in the air, victory's gonna be tasty. Crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance. Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uests.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about are the ones you love.
131 Retro.
These go to 11.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Series. I'm up here in the booth. It's going to be me on lead today. Gage, unfortunately, is having some power issues with weather problems, but I'm joined up in the booth today by Mr. Kenny Powell. How's it going?
Pretty good, Wesley. Looking forward to it tonight.
I am too, and I'll tell you what, Kenny, I don't know if you followed along at all this series, but these truck drivers, they are absolutely aggressive. It seems like they've got the wick turned up to 100 ever since the green flag drops, and it's going to be a little bit tough tonight with the tricky triangle of Pocono. With the tricky triangle of Pocono. It kind of name kind of tells you all about the track. Three different corners all the way around. You've got every single one is a different profile based on other tracks, but that takes us right into the keys of the race as well. So the three different corners, they're made after three different series, or not three different series, but made after three different tracks that we've already raced. Turn one, it's a heavy braking and you want to take a wide arc into it. And the turn two, which I think everybody kind of knows as the tunnel turn, it's probably the trickiest on here because of how fast you got to take it, and it takes a lot of commitment. And then 3, it's a little bit slow, but that's where you want to focus every single little bit of your truck, because the best exit through there allows you to get some huge momentum down this long front stretch.
I've always really particularly liked this track because it is 3 distinct different corners, and most of the time you can be good at 1 or 2, but to get all 3 of them down on a consistent basis is the driver challenge.
Yeah, and it really is, especially with the braking. There's obviously the big break into 1, 2, it might be a little bit of a blip. 3, it's definitely a long swit of coasting. So you got to watch your brakes and also the consistency. Like you said, 3 different tracks or 3 different corners. So you got to be consistent over it. And then finally, fuel strategy. I mean, it kind of comes into play almost every single race with the trucks just because of when cautions fall. They might have a plan for the drivers coming into it, but it changes all throughout the race. So fuel saving, you've got some long straights where you can tuck up behind another truck and kind of just coast it a bit. And then make sure that you're on the green flag pit cycle. If it happens, you're right on the ball. Do not make a mistake down pit road. And with it tonight, just looking here, we've got 5 sets of tires, 1 that's already on the truck, 4 on pit road extra if they want them. Looking 70 laps, fuel range about halfway through, so looking like a possible 1 stop. People might try for 2.
Yeah, I think we'll see how they flush it out, but I think the objective probably, yeah, I agree, do it one stop. And that's going to mean that they're going to have to keep a watch on that fuel.
Fuel ever so important, and I'd say it's probably the most important, but the tire degradation as well going to play a huge factor. And looking at the standings as well, Blair Holloman finally got around Michael Tucker, who's been out of the series for probably around 10, 11 so races. Finally got overtaken by someone. And the next person up behind him is the number 29, Heath Snyder. It was a 2 of them battling it out at Indianapolis. And Blair unexpectedly didn't know there was a loser's bracket for the admin tournament, which he's up against Westwood tonight. So rolling into our picks for the race, we do this every day. It's been a fun little challenge. We got introduced here about halfway through the series. My pick tonight, I honestly didn't know who to go. My main man that I was going to go with said not to pick him. He's been having some internet issues, but being consistent, the number 88 of Jordan Sailors, he's been oh so consistent. I'd say top 5 almost every race the past 5.
And my pick tonight was Heath Snyder. Looking at, of course, I'm new to the series, looking through the names that I know, recognize just a little bit less than half of them maybe. But I know Heath is consistent. He's good at the faster tracks. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Heath tonight.
Then over to Kobe.
Tell you what, gentlemen, this Toyota field is getting smaller and smaller to choose from. But nonetheless, I'm a committed man and I will stick with my Toyota boys. I have gone with Daniel Dow. Bring it home for me, buddy. Over to you, gentlemen. Let's get this show rolling.
I agree. And just one quick pick, even though he's not here, he did send in a request. Gage is calling out the doctor to win it tonight. Yep.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Race fans, it is time for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
Alrighty, and we're back. That was the national anthem. A great little interim that our man Kobe has brought forward for us. It started about 2 weeks ago. We're going to carry it through for the rest of the season, but let's get to the starting grid. On pole, Jaco Phillips in the number 77. To his outside, my pick for tonight, Jordan Sailors in second. Third, we're going to have Kyle Westward. Fourth, Lilith Peters. She's came in late, but she's been hot ever since she hit the track. Fifth, we have Drew Prohl. Started beside him, you've got Kobe's pick of Daniel Dow. Seventh, Blair Holloman, your points leader right now. To his outside, and eighth is going to be Tyler Rouse. Ninth place, we got Jared Hayes with his to his outside. 10th place is going to be the 22 of Dave Fuge Jr. Starting 11th, we're going to have Colton Gardner. And then 12th is going to be, I completely blipped for a second, but Kenny's pick of Heath Snyder. 13th, we're going to have Andrew Nagy with 14th to his outside, Christopher Fuge. Starting 15th, so back-to-back positions is going to be the 19 Connor Fuge. Fuge boys right near each other. Then 16th, we're going to have Noah Walters. 17th, we have Jeremy Clapper Newell, and 18th, Robert Lewis. Then rounding out your top 20, we're going to have JP Jones and James Staples. Kenny, if you'd like to finish it off for us.
21st, we're going to have Joseph DuPont, and 22nd, Brian Alphin. And last there, we're going to have Tyler Cheney in 23rd.
Well, it's a long lap around here. We were seeing times around the 54-second marks during qualifying, though during the race it might be a little bit faster for the opening laps just because everybody's going to be on fresh tires. They're going to have the draft as well, but I expect times to slow down as tire wear kicks in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who pushes it in the beginning of this run versus who lays back and conserves the tires.
Well, pace truck is off. Green flags waving. Thank you, Barney. We're underway. Phillips and Sailors with a great jump from both of them, kind of even down this long, wide front stretch. Later on in the race, look for trucks to be all the way down into the paint up against the inside wall. Into one. Sailors up the track. Phillips, he's going to hold it nice and tight around the bottom, come off with the lead. And we got three, possibly, still three, no, four wide now down the backstretch. Contact between the 80 of Prohl and the 2 of Dow. Through the tunnel turn for the first time. Oh, car into the wall in the back. Yellow flag's already out. I think that was the 22. Was that? No, that was the 19 of Connor Fuge. Hard hit into the wall coming through the tunnel turn. And it actually started right there with, I believe, the 7 of Clapper Newell. He got onto the apron. If you can run the apron a little bit through it. Yeah, you can run the apron a little bit through too, but you got to be fully committed down on it. Then he just lost it on exit, bounced off a car on the inside, and then came across the nose of Connor and ended up with both of them in the wall.
Yeah, he slid up right in front of Joseph DuPont, and I don't think Joseph was expecting any of that.
I told you beforehand, Kenny, that these guys have the wick turned up to 100 almost off the start, and you saw it right there through first time through the tunnel turn, and there's absolutely no give for anyone. As Devin says, typical number 7. You know what, Devin? I'm going to keep my mouth quiet on that one.
Yeah, I think that was just a little bit of tentative entry into that tunnel turn, just not maybe having the reps before the race that we needed there.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, they're given, and I also want to tell you this, Kenny, I don't know, but these are open setups, so these guys, they have a week to prepare for the races, running their setups, getting used to it, and because of that, everybody's running it a little bit different. Some guys have different, I tried to delete it. Some guys have different ways their shocks and tires are set up, of course, ride heights and everything, so not everybody's truck exactly reacts the exact same way, and it's always fun to watch. Some people have trucks that are made for the long run, some for the short, quick sprints. So we're going to see, I want to call it a bit of an escalator or an elevator effect kind of throughout the race, but if anything, it's more like a slinky or a yo-yo.
Yeah, I prefer the open setups myself, and particularly in this track in particular is great for open setups because of those 3 different distinct corners. You can really fine tune your setup to match, one or if not 2 of them to really fit your driving style.
Well, I got to ask you, because of it being Pocono and of course the 3 different turns, what turn do you think is probably the best one to have your truck set up for?
I think you have to perfect turn 2, the tunnel turn. It carries so much speed, and if you can get through that corner with that speed, entry and exit, you keep your lap times low. If you can do that consistent, it's going to pay off for you.
I'd say having the truck set up probably for turn 2. I'd say probably setting up for turn 2 is probably the best thing, because 3 is a long sweeper. You can kind of work your car through that itself just because of the angle. I mean, the way I always worked turn 3 was try to hug the bottom if I couldn't, come in up top and then cut down low on exit to get a very straight line and a lot of gas down out of the turn to set yourself up for this long straight. 1, it's kind of a gamble, so I agree. Turn 2 setup for your truck, probably the best, but being able to still run out of turn 3 is probably what you want.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Turn 2 is really important, but you got to have a good turn 3 to keep that speed down the longer stretch of the of Pocono, and then turn 1 is just, gosh, you gotta keep it from getting tight, and you gotta save that tire in turn 1. But yeah, I love it. At turn 1 you get tight. Turn 2 is all about speed. Turn 3 is all about keeping it, under you, so you're not so loose coming out of the exit.
And I'm also going to tell you this. During practice, I, of course, have my brothers in here, and I'm kind of integrated into the team with them. And during practice, about 3 of them were on top of each other, racing as though it was the actual race and not just practice. And the amount of different lines I saw between the 3 of them through each and every single one of these turns, though through 2, they were kind of single file, but 1 could always kind of manage to carry more speed than the other. And it just made turn 3 exciting based off how high they entered, how low they entered, who ran up at the end, who cut down. It's just fun to watch whenever you've got a lot of trucks packed close together. And speaking of, we're going to come back to the restart here just in a moment. Just came through turn 2 going into 3.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at the 2 turns, turn 1 you can have multiple different lines and side by side, as well as 3. But turn 2, it's scary to go through that one too wide. But here we go, coming around the last corner.
Around the last corner, pace truck gonna take it off once again into the restart zone. We saw Phillips with an amazing launch. Is he gonna do it again? He is, outside line probably laid back just a bit, so I'd say Phillips is clear into one, probably going to be out of one as well. Right now it's Dow versus Westwood side by side for second.
See how well they get through turn two this time.
Everybody kept it nice and orderly, so we might be able to survive. Can we go more than one lap?
Good so far.
Everybody made it through. Now to the long sweeper.
Looks like everybody may have gotten their first lap jitters put down.
First lap jitters out of the way. Phillips still in the lead in that Toyota, though he's got the 92 of Westwood right on his rear. Westwood looking to the outside through not one and two, just one.
Still trying to maintain that inside line going into turn two. We'll see how this one works out.
He's going to give it up. The 92 just had a better run. Through the tunnel turn. Dow, he's going to kiss the apron. Keeps the truck underneath him. And into three. Just look at those different ways the trucks drive. You've got Phillips, who came down to do a very late apex. Dow, he moved up a little bit. And now we're going to see probably a nice fanning of trucks. One truck almost all the way down into the paint.
They seem to be settling out a little bit. That we were almost all single file going into turn one there.
Just about. Dow made the move on Phillips, put the two up to place number two. Phillips going just a little bit backwards, and Rouse, he's put it into the inside of the 88 of Sailors. Phillips looking like he might want to make a move back onto Dow through the tunnel turn. He's instead just going to follow in line. Through the long sweeper of three. Westwood, he's eked it out 7/10 of a gap to the pack behind him, and then everybody's right on top of each other. Second all the way back to 15th. Dow to Chris Fuge. I think you're right. Everybody's kind of settled out for the most part. It's single file. There's some side-by-side running as people get runs through corners that they're better at, looking to make a pass. And speaking of, Holloman, he went to the inside. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm trying to get used to the numbers here. Tyler Rouse, he was back there side-by-side going into the corner there with Jordan Sailors.
And huge run for the 88. He's going to take it to the bottom three wide, puts Prohl into the middle, Rouse to the outside. If you don't want to be too wide going into two, you definitely don't want to be three. The 80, he backs out of it. Nice twofer for the number 88.
Yeah, that was a good move there on that tunnel turn.
Side by side for second as well. Phillips, he's back to the inside of the two of Dow. It's going to be tied off a three a little bit. Get the side draft going. Don't let him get too far ahead into one. Phillips, we've seen him running a little bit higher than most, so Dow's going to be stuck to the outside this time.
Yeah, I think that inside lane is definitely preferable.
I'd say it's preferred just because it helps keep the heat out of the tires a little bit more than trying to run the outside at heavier gas pedal. They're still side by side going into 2. Dow's going to hold on to it. Had a great bit of momentum. 77 lost it. Here comes the 32 of Holloman. Couple moments of 2 wide. Hold on to it, Blair. Don't let it slide on you.
It's a little tight. Yeah, he had to check up a little bit there.
Meanwhile, driving away from the field, the 92 of Westwood, he loves what he's seeing. The fighting behind him, that's allowed him to get up to 1.4 second gap before they entered turn 1.
Yeah, clean air is king at this track as well. If you can get out front and run by yourself, you'll have a good day.
Whoa, contact off of 2. That's the 81 of Rouse. He got up into the wall. Don't think the truck's going to be hurt too much for him, though. Didn't lose a lot of momentum either, so he carried a great amount through the corner. Now looking to be split 3 wide. 80 of Prohl to the inside. Close the door on the 88 of Sailors.
Jordan's got that draft going down that straightaway. Going to give him a little boost on in front of Drew there.
Way up through turns 1 and 2. He's going to have a great bit of momentum. Maybe look for a shot around the 81. Dive it to the inside again. Here he goes, just peeks out. If you're the inside truck here wanting to make a pass, you definitely have to commit. We talked about committing through it. It's going to eke out the position just barely.
Jordan Sailor's picking up that spot. Back in the back, it looks like we're all single file, except for all the way back to Jared Hayes. We got some side by side.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is kind of what we expect as the 99 of Nagy. He's going to maybe look to the inside of the 40 of Gardner. Nope, he thinks about it, tucks back in line. But here comes the 49 of Chris to the inside of the 99. Meanwhile, Sailors, he's looking up the inside of his teammate, Blair Holloman through 2. He's got a good run. Holloman with the bump from the 81 of Rouse.
Sailors
hold on to it, Jordan.
Tight. Now Tyler's got the support of Drew behind him. It's going to make it tough for Jordan to keep that spot now.
88 moving backwards just a little bit. He started second, dropped off, is now dropped back to 7th place. Fighting with Prohl and Peters on the outside. And Nagy, he's way low trying to get some moves done. 40 Gardner going to stick out his nose, get behind the 88 before he pulled up in the line. Gardner around the 29 of Snyder. Through the long sweeper of 3, nothing doing, maybe looking for some run. 88 of Sailors, he gave a shot to the 01 of Peters. Just trying to keep everybody up together in a line. Don't lose a pack.
Back a little further, I guess forward a little further. Blair Holloman taking a couple peeks to the inside.
Holloman, he's wrapped the bottom through one very nicely every single time around. Even though he doesn't get the runoff that everybody else does from the high side, it's going to help him probably in the long game. As I think he's going to have the 81 of Rouse, he's going to peek to the inside. Now going into 3, going to fall back in line before corner entry.
I think now we're starting to see a little bit of their tire wear. I think they're starting to feel them pushing up in the corners a little bit.
It is. We talked about pre-race about having to keep your car underneath you and manage your tires. The best way to do that, from what I've heard almost at any track, is you run the bottom. It keeps the heat out so you don't wear it as much. You've got more life as it goes on. Holloman now look to the inside of the 77 of Phillips. Phillips, though, had the draft from the 2 of Dow. It's going to fall back in line into the tunnel turn. Both Dow and Phillips higher up through the turn. Blair Holloman able to keep it right on the apron.
Yeah, Blair's going to get this done if he stays connected to the bottom, and there we see it right there, Blair taking that spot.
Now teammates Sproul, he's to the inside of Tyler Rouse, going into 1, maybe a bit of help from Sailors as well in the 88. Sproul gonna get the move done. That's gonna be tight on exit for the 80. Little check as well. Let Sailors peek his nose out. He's going to look to make a huge commitment through turn 2. Rouse going to give him plenty of room. Rouse also sideways the 88 with a bit of a slide job.
I don't think Tyler's going to be too happy about that one.
Not 100% sure, and here comes the 01 of Peters. She's looking at making a move since the 81 had to check up a bit. Not going to happen through 3. 81 with momentum off the top. Everybody, I kind of agree. They're going single file. As I say that, Snyder, he's to the inside of Dave Fuge. Dave's going to give it up. Going to allow the 99 of Nagy to get to his inside as well. Meanwhile, a little bit of door banging. That's Chris in the 49 on Hayes in the 69.
I was just looking at Dave as you mentioned him. He's lost several spots in the last lap or 2 here.
Oh, and he's into the wall off of 3. A little bit of contact.
He's going to lose another one here to Andrew.
And up front as well, Dow, he's ran down Westwood. He got around everybody else. Just put the time into it. He's about 0.3 of a lap faster than the leader. It's not going to be long until you see him right on the door of the 92 looking for the lead, as everybody now trying to get around the lap traffic of the 83 of Brian Alphin.
That does surprise me that they're coming back and Kyle's, following back to him. That's something I definitely didn't expect with that big of a lead in the beginning.
Through 2, there's a little bit of contact. The 3 black and yellow trucks here. Maybe not contact. Dave just got a massive moment through turn 2. Lost the spot to Nagy. And there it is. Absolutely nothing between it. Top 3. Dow, or Westwood, Dow, and Holloman. Dow into the wall off of turn 2. He's not been able to wrap the bottom. He's gotten good momentum from it, but his tires might be starting to bite him here.
And Blair's saying, I want a piece of that too. Here I come on the bottom side.
Yeah, Shane, I think we agree. Westwood might have cooked his tires a little bit too much.
Yeah, being out in open air is good. You got clean clean track in front. You can run the line that you want, but you gotta know which pace to run. And if got out there and ran a little too fast, you're gonna wear those tires. And I think that's what we're seeing.
Now he's gonna work his way to the bottom this time through 1. Westwood a little bit higher, gonna give him a little bit of momentum, but eventually that draft's gonna catch up to him. And look at the gap drop. It was about 2.23 as they exited 1. Gonna be about 1.5 here before they get into 2. We say Westwood cooked his tires. I think Dow might have as well, trying to push to get back up to the 92. Sailors now, he's looking to make a move to the inside of Prohl. That's going to be for 5th place.
He keeps it on the inside, going down the long pond. We'll see if he can get it done going in turn 1. Nope, he falls back in line.
Falls back in line, and meanwhile, Holloman, he was given a massive shove to the 2 in front. Down long pond, as you said. These top 3 still going to be right on top of each other within, it's a quarter of a second from the leader to 3rd. And then they've got about a full second to Phillips back and forth. Dow's car's looking like it ain't happy, but he got a good run through 2. Now he's shot to the inside. Daniel Dow to the point. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Here comes Holloman to the inside as well.
And Drew just takes the spot in front of Jake Phillips.
Westwood lost 2 positions in 1 turn, and as you said, Drew Prohl, he got around Jaco Phillips
around Jake there.
4th.
And now we got Jordan Sailors working on Jake.
So maybe the 77 also used this stuff up. Now, if you're Dow here,
we got a slider down to the inside wall. That was Jordan Sailors.
Ooh, big loss of momentum for the 88. He was fighting for 4th. Now he's fallen all the way back to 11th.
Yeah, he had a big slide. He didn't hit anything, but it definitely cost him some time in track position.
Here we go. Holloman, he shoots to the inside and 1. Is he going to get the move done before corner exit? No, Dow's going to have a great run from the top side.
He sure
They're
did.
a little bit slow, so Westwood, he's also going to take the run. He's back up into 2nd. Holloman, he's just able to wrap that bottom a lot better, gives him a great amount of momentum. Westwood with a little slide out of it. And here comes Tyler Rouse looking to the inside of Jaco Phillips.
And Blair back to the inside of Westwood.
Him on
He's
exit.
going to take that spot again.
Dow, you see him all the way up there at the front. He snaked down the front stretch, trying to not give anybody draft. He's got to be careful, though. That can do more harm than it can be to your benefit, because you do wear the tires out. You take a longer way around the track, even though it doesn't seem like much. Rouse finally around the 77 for 5th. Here comes the 40 of Colton Gardner and the 01 of Lilith Peters. Well, a little bit of snaking and some wall contact for a couple of drivers.
Yeah, when you're pushing really hard on that entry to turn 2, the tunnel turn, it is hard to see the entry to that corner a lot. Gotta be paying attention.
Hard to see, gotta pay attention, and if you do see it, even if it's late, don't back out of it. Commit. I think that's going to be the key word through turn 2 today. Sailor's looking to possibly get moving back forward. He's to the inside of Nagy in the 99. Gonna try to slide up in front. Not gonna happen. Nagy might have cut him a break there. Right now, it's a top 4 breakaway. Then you've got this small little cluster here. That's 5th through 11th.
Well, let's talk about that top 4 breakaway. It was just a top 3 breakaway, but now Drew has caught that top 3 and starting to join the party.
Sailor's eventually able to get around Nagy in 11th. We saw Rouse leading this little bit of a train, and we seen Dow. He's already started the snake down Long Pond, but I don't think that's going to be good. Maybe just get everybody in a line, little bit of bumps to help catch up back to the pack. Nagy now, he's back to the inside of the 88. A Sailor's going to duck in the line. Nothing going to help him down there on the bottom.
And back up front, Daniel Dow showing the way, not making any mistakes, and keeping Blair behind him at the moment.
Yeah, and Pocono, it's I said probably every track is it, but a track about managing mistakes, making as little as you can. It's what you want to do, and Dow, he's done that so far. As we've got 2 trucks down the front stretch, nose to tail on the inside. I think that's Peters being pushed by the 29 of Snyder's. Yes, it was. High side and might prevail here. 40 of Colton Gardner, 88 of Sailors. 3 wide out of 1.
Wide.
Snyder, Peters, and Gardner. Peters going to fall in line behind Sailors. Snyder, he's going to keep it to the inside through the tunnel turn, get the position off the 01. Lilith, is she going to try to cut back? No, she's not. She's going to fall in line behind the 29 going into 3.
Jordan staying on that inside, not giving it up. Trying to stay in there and make that pass.
He's going to squeeze Nagy once again. Nagy's going to have to back out of it to keep his truck in one piece. And I feel like Jordan, he wants to get moving forward again. He was up there in the top 5 fighting with Westwood and not Westwood, but Holloman and Prohl. Just had that moment off of 2 that cost him so much. Has huge run through 2 for the 40 of Colton Gardner. He's going to take it to the inside. A little bit of a bump from Snyder. Not quite square on the rear, so he had to keep it underneath him. Through 3, he might have it done here. Not quite. Jacob Phillips still to the outside. Side drafting down the Long Pond straightaway.
It's such a killer when you're trying to make that pass and you almost have it done, but you're on the inside and the guy on your outside has pushing help down that long straightaway.
It does not. I think as least for the first bit of the run, everybody's going to want to maintain that top of the track. And we're already getting close to approaching halfway in the estimated fuel window. So maybe we're going to start seeing guys think about pitting if they're going to come down, take tires. Well, I don't think they're going to come down and think about taking tires. I think they will take tires. But coming down for tires,
there's any guesswork here. They're definitely coming down for full tank of fuel and 4 tires. I would be extremely shocked if anybody just tries to take 2. And really no point because you got to wait on the fuel anyway. And I don't think we would have also by this point, if there is somebody was going to try a 2-tire or a 2-stop strategy, we would have already seen pit stops, and I don't think we miss any of those pit stops. So everybody is on the same fuel strategy, and they've got to push it to at least that 34, 35, 36 lap window. So
There was
we got about 4
somebody
laps
that
before we see something.
There was someone that did come in. It was a 24 of Staples, though. I think he also had a little bit of... No, he didn't have any damage he wanted to repair. He might be thinking about the 2-stop, and we've seen it before in a race where it was 3-stop versus 2-stop on a long green flag run about who would get it. I think it was actually the 3-stop that won just because they had the fresher tires all around and made up for that time lost in pit lane.
We got to move back there in 7th place. Heath Snyder on the inside of, who's he trying to get there? Jake Phillips in the 77. Unable to make it happen.
And huge
Now,
ticket for
Phillips
Tyler
goes to the
Rouse. The
inside.
77 had to duck low.
This is definitely where the action is right now.
Yeah, it's
Trying to
typically
get
around
those
mid-pack and a
spots right
great
before-
move.
Trying to get sorted out before this pit stop.
You lose about a lap on pit road here, just taking your normal stop. It's about 54 seconds, which these guys, they're running 57s at the moment. So if you come in and undercut somebody your short pit, you can make up some time initially. Your tires, though, might pay for it on the long haul. Up front, there actually was a lead change. Holloman was able to get around Daniel Dow. We've just been enticed by this battling, as you said, further down. And Daniel Dow and Holloman actually, Dow got back around the 32.
And Drew has gotten past Kyle Westwood.
Was it set up into 1? Yeah, Dow, he last moment turns down to take that low line. Holloman way outside. I think that's the highest we've seen someone run through turn 1. Meanwhile, back here where we've been seeing a lot of action, Jaco Phillips, he's leading this pack. Sailor's back on the charge through the field. Snyder right there. 01 of Peters, 40 of Gardner, 99 of Nagy. Truck's a little sideways on the exit of 3.
Now he's got a little help from Lilith going down the back stretch, front stretch, which is where we are right now.
I mean, is there truly a backstretch here at Pocono?
It is really not. I call the back stretch the stretch going into the tunnel turn.
I think that's probably the best one, not the little short chute. Peters got hung out to dry on the inside line. Sailors, he ducked down for a moment to give Jake something to look at, be scared of. Whoa!
Oh no!
88's
Sailors
around.
touched the wall. Did we have contact
he,
there, or was that all
I don't
Sailors?
think he tapped the wall. I think he just got loose and then came across the nose of the 29. And that truck, it's a little broken.
Yeah, you're right. Gets loose right in front of Heath and gets a little bump. Nothing he could do. And Sailor spins all the way to the inside wall.
Truck not quite able to hook the bottom. He kept the throttle in it. Just squarely on exit. Snyder down on the bottom, nowhere he can go as the 88 comes right across his nose.
Well, not like we had a whole lot of strategy going into the pit stops anyway. Now we got nice calm caution for everybody to go in and get themselves some fresh 4 tires and some fuel.
I'd be willing to say they can make it from here. So the only reason I think anybody else would pit again is if we have another caution. And at that point,
Agreed.
Depending on when that caution falls, we might see them try 2 tires.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting situation if we have that, within inside of 20 laps or so to the end. See who takes 2 and who doesn't.
20 to go might be more of a reason for them not to take 2. I think if we're within 10 to go, they definitely would try that gamble. What does your math say, Devin? Is it going to be close?
I think 2 for me would have to be inside of 10 for sure.
Everybody down pit road like we just thought as well. A couple people, they actually went to come into pit road on that lap, had to abort their pit stops in order to keep it from getting a caution called on them. I think as JP, he was just in, but then the caution came out, so he had to come out back into pit lane now for his service finally. Oh, Devin forgot his calculator. Daniel Dow winning the race off pit road. Drew Prohl is going to be able to jump Blair Holloman. It's just the length of that the pit cycle. Saw right there. Prohl, he was in his box for about 0.3 sooner.
Kyle lost several spots on that transaction.
Ooh, Westwood, he's about a whole second longer in the box. So he dropped, like you said, a good bit. Went from 4th. He only dropped to 6th, so it's not too bad. Though he had a very good short run truck, he might be able to make these spots back up quick and just hold on, is what he's probably thinking.
We'll see what everybody learned from that first segment, because now we got basically the race has been broken up into 2 segments, so are almost the same length. So you'll be able to determine how you ran the first one and what kind of changes you're going to need to make for the second half.
And here's something that I've always talked about a lot with the Master Series. Your truck might feel good at the moment as you're running, but you can't just not touch it. You've got to make some small adjustments to go with the track as it changes, because it's changing every single second. Rubber gets laid down, sun's hitting a different spot, and tire wear as well. You can kind of make adjustments to equivalent that out. So there's no not touching the truck. You've got to touch it just a little bit, but maybe not so much that all of a sudden it's driving completely different.
Yeah, weather plays a big scenario at this track as well. You know, do you have hot sun? Does the track change a lot of temperature? Do you have cloud cover and the track cools off? All that definitely plays out in this race. Caution's been delayed here for a lap. Not sure what's happening there.
I think the field's just trying to figure out where everybody's supposed to line up, maybe. Jaco Fields, who's I think supposed to be 4th, is laid way back.
Looks like getting it all sorted out now. Everybody's just about caught the pack and bunched up. We'll be ready to go this next time. Bye.
It is in the 77. He continues to fall back. That might get called on him. He's got to bunch up and get closer to the 80 Prole.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with that situation.
Is he clutching it?
There we go.
There we go. Now he's caught up. He might have been trying to save a bit of fuel.
I think you may be right there.
So, field all bunched up together. Green this time, I think. I don't see the lights on the pace truck.
Yep, lights on the pace truck are off.
Make a hard left turn on the pit lane right there. Now it's just a slow crawl to the restart zone. And we're back green here at Pocono. Dow with an amazing jump. 80 Prole giving a little bit of blinking. That might have scared the 77 for a second.
It definitely would me.
Side by side into one. Dow and Prole, Holloman and Jaco Phillips with the pushes. Not quite clear for the two of Dow. He's going to run the 80 Prole up the track. 3 wide now. Holloman, Phillips, and Prole. As there's huge amount of wrecking in the back. Trucks all over the place.
Oh, no. Oh, 7:49.
Three wide, 7 in the middle with a 49 of Chris to the inside, 19 of Connor to the outside. Small bit of contact, maybe entering the turn, and then the 7 sideways. 49 just runs into the rear of him. 7 looks to save it a little bit, maybe a little bit of help from the 22 of JP Jones. Everybody else just took avoiding measures.
Yeah, I think Christopher gets into... I don't know. That's a hard one to call. Christopher slides up, makes very slight contact with Jeremy. Jeremy gets a little loose. Just a little bit too tight racing all around from all those guys.
It is tight racing, and with how wide the front stretch is, it's really opening to go as low as you want. But by the time you get to 1, if you're too low, it's going to be a little bit harder to make the turn just because of how much you're going to have to brake. You can lock it up, or right there, you can kind of ease off the brake and try to see if you can coast up and carry some bit of momentum. Just not quite that instant.
Yeah, ultimately, I think it was it's the 7. Is that Jeremy?
Yes.
Ultimately, I think he gets loose and causes the no way out of that situation. And Christopher has nowhere to go at that point because Jeremy's coming across his nose already. Unfortunate. A little too hard racing too early in this segment.
Gonna give Alfin the lucky dog as well, gets one of his laps back. Still gonna be about 1 lap down from the field, as we're 3 wide on the pace lap. I think I saw about middle of the pack. Just a little Pocono Raceway, so 70 lap race length. We're about 4/7, almost 2/3 of the way through it. 40 laps, 3 cautions tonight so far for 9 laps, 4 lead changes.
I heard some chatter on the race channels, and being new to the series and not familiar with all the drivers and how they interact. Is there any previous contact between some of those guys in the back that could have led to cause some additional, hard racing back there?
There's definitely some tension between a lot of these drivers. Now, they're not going to go out of their way to dump each other for the moment, but not exactly the friendliest of battles with some of them. The 7 of Newell, he's had a run-in with Chris before, and I think it continued here tonight, but they're not going to go out of their way to absolutely wreck each other. There's just a little bit of conflict, but not egregious. We've seen that before at Darlington, where there was definitely some shows of intentional wrecking, and hopefully we don't got to see that again tonight.
Yeah, that's never a good situation to have in a league. Hopefully that doesn't exist.
Well, we got him racked up one more time. With this caution, Devin, did you find your calculator? Either way, rolling through turn 3, gonna stack them up once again. It was the same deal we had last restart. So, Dow and Prohl front row, Holloman, Jaco Phillips gonna be second row. Green flag back underway, in the 77 of Phillips right to the rear bumper of the 80. Great push down the Long Pond straightaway. Back into turn 180 of Prohl. He gets shoved ahead for a moment. The 2, though, he's got the inside. He's going to wrap it nicely. He's going to slide just in front of the 80. Prohl hangs on to the lead. And Holloman falling back just a little bit. 3 wide further back. I think that's the 49, the 22, and the 99 for the moment being.
Jake Phillips looking on the inside in that corner. I think he's going to look to make a move here on Drew. Not this time.
Going to hold back for the moment being. Truck way up through turn 3. That's the 40 of Gardner. Oh, contact off of 3 into the wall. 69 of Hayes. He got put into it. Further back, I think that's another truck sideways.
That was
19
Westwood
and 21. It looked pretty calm and orderly through 1 and 2, and then exit to 3. I think everybody's just trying to get the run off and get a pass set up.
Yeah, I'm surprised we have a caution here for that one. We definitely had contact and some movement, but everybody stayed forward moving.
Yeah, up front, Westwood, he definitely got kind of shoved a little bit. And then it was further back in the pack here. I mean, we'll see. I think it was the 77 of Jaco Phillips. He got sideways the most. But it's back here where the wreck happened, 21-19. '21 bounces off the wall, hooks the 19. two of them just sliding down the front stretch.
Yeah, I can see why that caution came out now. I didn't see that in the initial look back.
So everybody checked up, waiting on the pace truck to get by. Well, a couple of quick cautions in succession. I know, pretty sure drivers are saving during these. I'd like to say they might be able to go to the end from here on out. About 25 to go.
Pretty sure about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. I don't think anybody's worried about fuel now. What I'm thinking about right now is cautions breed cautions, and after the middle of the race, and everybody can make it on fuel, it's all about go, 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 and that just turns the heat up. And the more cautions you have, the more you're going to get. The shorter time you got to the end of the race, and aggression ticks up.
77
exciting.
Faints. Back half of the pack, they're going to come in to pit. That's looked like Peters was the first one out of about 8th place.
Yeah.
Top 11
Peters,
stay
Rouse,
out. Everybody
Nagy,
else in.
Lewis, Walters, Fuge, Sailors, all pit.
And Alfin once again with the lucky dog. He's going to be back onto the lead lap now.
That's going to get us a little bit of over 20 laps on fresher tires. That'll we'll have to keep a look on Little Peters, see how those tires do.
Not 20 laps, but about 10, and most of that also ran under caution.
That is true. Yeah, the current people that didn't stop have 11 laps on their tires, but like you said, a lot of those were caution laps, so not as big of an advantage as I initially thought. But what the other side of that equation is there's 20 laps to get something done with fresher tires, which is enough time.
And even though its laps ran under caution, it's still a little bit of a heat cycle put into the tires from cooling it down during caution to going once the green flag drops. So there could be a little bit of wear on them. Fresher tires might make a difference here. But at the same time, it's fresher tires versus track position. And if you get stuck onto the inside with no one to help you, just everybody's on the outside drafting, it's going to be harder to make that pass.
I'm going to go on record and bet that that's not the last caution we'll see either. There are going to be other opportunities to come in and get some new tires.
I'm likely to agree with you. I don't think it's over.
Do we have a limited amount of tires that these guys can stop and
No. They only had 4 sets of fresh ones in pit lane.
Okay.
No fast repairs either, so if you get damaged, you're on pit lane for a while to get the truck fixed. Well, just about everybody's lined up here. And again, Prohl and Dow is going to be your top 2, but the pushers are switched this time. Holloman, he's going to be pushing the 80 of Prohl. The 77 of Jake Phillips, he's going to be pushing the 2 of Dow. We've seen Prohl get good launches on the 2, able to keep it side by side into 1. But then just that bottom lane prevails that Dow has, and he's able to get the position on exit. Pace truck off. Let's try it again. Into the restart zone. Barney, give us the flag, please. The 77 of Phillips absolutely pushing the two, but he ducks out of line. Dow under fire for the lead.
Going into turn one.
Prohl's going to try to follow him through. You see him duck out. Dow now is going to have to rip the fence the best he can. Phillips going to slide up just in front of him. Two might check up here. Now it's the 80 of Prohl. He's side by side with the 32 of Holloman. Dow's going to duck out going into the tunnel turn. Phillips with the crossover, potentially no. He's going to stick behind. Still side by side for third, Holloman and Prohl. Through the long turn 3. Oh, and spinning around in the back.
Oh no!
I think that's the 81 of Rouse. '81 Tyler Rouse, and I think it was the 19 of Connor Fuge. He got into the wall off a 3. And then shot down the track, hooks the 81. So you're gonna have to stop to let the pace car catch up. Go ahead, Kobe. Gonna take a quick commercial break here.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
And we are back from the quick commercial break. Under commercial, we've just seen everybody currently just riding around behind the pace truck. We talked about, we're pretty sure they could make it to the end already. Now I think they might have some fuel saved up for the green-white checkers if they were to come out.
Yeah, I think they definitely have enough fuel by now. We're not in a fuel situation. This is all about temper management situation now, I think.
Temper management and keeping the truck clean.
Looks like we're going to go around at least one more time. They're starting to stack up 2 by 2, get set for their grid.
Well, we've seen it where it was Dow and Prohl on the front. 77 of Phillips. He's been giving some great shoves to whoever he's behind. Now he's going to be next to the 2 on the restart, hoping to get the same treatment.
I think we definitely have our solid top 4. Wondering if anybody else is going to come up and join Daniel Dow, Jake Phillips, Blair Holloman, and Drew. I guess we got to keep Kyle in there too. For
Yeah,
sure.
Kyle, he's sitting 3rd inside line and 5th. He's been a solid truck. We saw him run out earlier when we had that green flag run. Truck fell off a little bit, maybe made a bit of adjustments, but I'd say he's definitely still in it. And then the 40 of Colton Gardner, he's been a little sneaky, managed to get his way up into 6th right now, up 5 from where he qualified in 11th. And then even sneakier than him, the 87 of Joseph DuPont.
And my blind pick of the race, Heath Snyder, just behind Colton there in the 29. A lot of racing still to do here. We can keep it green.
A lot of racing in the Adamant tournament box. We still have that going on. It's the semifinal round. It's between Holloman and teammate Kyle Westwood. So whichever one of those two beat each other tonight, they're going on to the finals against the 29 of Snyder. Pace truck is off. Back green once again. Through the restart zone. About even jumps. Phillips just hanging on to the rear quarter panel of the 2 of Dow.
Dow getting a good push by Blair. Going down into turn 1. Daniel's got a good lead going out to the wall. Now we got Blair on the bottom, and Jake was looking inside there for a second, but now they've all singled out, single file, going into turn 2.
Blair going to keep his nose poked out, get up just in the line right before corner entry. Nothing
Jake gets
doing
a little too
through.
low there. Touches the apron, loses a little bit of momentum.
Just a little bit. 32 back onto the rear bumper. Through 3, this has been the trouble spot recently. Are we going to see everybody keep it straight off the wall? Whoa,
Ooh, we got a
Prohl
brush
with a
on the
little bit
wall
of a
there.
tank sliper. People further back with it, but everybody keeps it straight. Still
Kyle
green
Westwood
here.
now on the inside.
And the 40 jumped out. He's going to give him a little bit of a shove. Holloman, he's digging deep, fine to the inside of the 77.
Jake leaning on him just a little bit to keep him honest, keep him low. And Jake keeps that spot going down the short stretch into turn 3.
And we're within 20 laps. There is a blocking rule about egregious blocks. You have to wait until within the last 20 laps to do so. It's free game, so you might see some snaking down these long straightaways, especially the front stretch. Typically see it at Indy, but Pocono's so wide, it's actually a little bit effective to do it here. Through 3 and 4. Prohl once again with a bit of a tank slapper on exit. And not through 3 and 4, just through turn 3. Everybody stays in line on the high side. Holloman once again peeking inside. 77 chops his nose.
We're single file all the way back to, it looks like 14th with James Staples.
Yeah, it is. Here comes Phillips to the inside of Dow through turn 2. Touches the bottom a little bit. It helped him actually with a little bit of rotation. Side by side, still going into 3. Who's going to have the position? Phillips absolutely fires it along the inside. Dow, though, he's not backing off. He's at the quarter panel. On exit. Oh, gives just enough space. Both trucks sideways.
Now Blair
Holloman,
goes
he
up
might
to the
be trying
top.
to look
and,
him up.
Yeah, pushing Daniel down the straightaway. Gets that
Both
second
clear.
spot
Phillips.
going into turn 1. All single file.
Well, not everyone's single file. You've got Dave there. He's peeking to the inside. Outside of Vim. Oh, and contact. Dave around into the inside wall. Massive hit to the front of the truck. We stay green, though. It's going to pull off.
Yep, he's pulled off to the inside and parked.
Yellow's out now. Absolutely torn the truck of the 22 up. I think I saw a wiggle out of both cars as well, and then it just hits the quarter panel and gets shot to the inside. And day done.
Day done. Dave done.
Well, back under caution. It's not something we love seeing, caution after caution, but stuff happens. It's called the Tricky Triangle. Commitment through turn 2, we talked about pre-race. It's going to take a lot. And I'd say everybody's staying committed through it. Probably a little bit more committed. You can take it a little easier. Within 20 laps, though, not everybody's going to be giving up. And now we've got trucks pulling off. Some that stayed out during the caution on lap around 45 come in, getting the fresh set of tires on. Top
excitement on the pit road. We got some of the front leaders coming down and getting some, I suspect, some fresh tires.
Yeah, the main one I'd say is the 77 of Jaco Phillips. He's probably the best truck on the restart when it comes to pushing another.
Yeah, we got Jake on pit road. We got Kyle Westwood pit road. He's Snyder.
So yeah, some of the front runners wanting to mix it up, get that tire offset, which at this point is going to be about 20 laps within 15 to go, and I think everybody took 4, so no one took the gamble of 2. Actually, I say that, but the 99 of Nagy maybe took 2 there. See how it works out for him.
Connor Fuge, 10 seconds in his box. That's indicative of maybe a 2-stop or damage. Not sure.
Though those that stayed out, to Daniel Dow, race leader, he's had great jumps. Definitely had some help from behind with pushing. Blair Hallman in the 32 stayed out. Drew Prohl in the 80 stayed out. Those 3, we've talked about them all night. They've been constant top 5 race win fighters. Staying out with them, Colton Gardner, he's the last one that came in on lap 35. So top 4, last pitted, lap 35. Right behind him, Robert Lewis, Lilith Peters, Tyler Rouse, JP Phillips. They've been in pits more recently around lap 45. So they've got some fresh rubber on.
Yeah, that's going to be the downside for Kyle and Heath. Let's see, Jake's. Yeah, I guess there are only 2 in front of them. Robert Lewis and Lilith on slightly fresher tires. So if they can make quick work of those 2, then they're going to have the advantage on this green flag run if we can keep it green. The more cautions we have, the less advantage those fresh tires, I think, are going to be.
It is. Fresh tires can only do so much. You want it to be green from here on out if you're on the fresh rubber, because then you're able to use it to your advantage. The more cautions come out, the more heat cycles get put in them, the closer they come to each other just because of how much they heat up then cool down. So it kind of negates that offset. So those that just pitted, they want to see it stay green. Those that
Absolutely.
stayed out, they want probably a little bit more cautions.
Yeah, those guys out front, they want to run a lap or two and then a caution, a lap or two and caution. It'll keep them nice and happy and up front.
It will, and the last 3 restarts, we've seen it cycle around whoever's starting outside of Prohl. Prohl, though, and I'd say the 2's probably the best on the restart, of course, being the control car he gets to choose when he goes. But then he's also had a good bit of solid help behind him to push him out in front of everyone else.
Yeah, he's been getting some solid launches, and like you said, getting those pushes, and that's probably not by accident. He knows where to put that truck so that he's going to get that push to stay out front.
On top of what just happened with coming in and out of pit stalls, who's got fresh tires, is also Holloman versus Westwood in the tournament box. Winner of them goes to face Heath Snyder. Holloman stayed out. Westwood went into pits. Though pace truck is off, back into the restart zone. 2 with another great launch again, though no one's pushing him this time. Prohl, he's going to abandon the 2, get behind the 32 of Holloman. Holloman, he's going to be to the outside going into 1, though we've seen it time and time again. Prohl just has, or not Prohl, but Dow's got a good run through the center of 1 that lets him be clear. Not happening at that time. Holloman still to the outside. And then further back in the pack, we've got 3 wide.
I noticed Blair took a real high entry into that corner in turn 1, and it was able to carry that speed down the straightaway and into the tunnel turn, and able to take that lead.
Took the lead, and he's having it stick with him. Prohl's going to try to follow him through. And I think there's still 3-4 wide down the short chute. Dow going to run the 80 really up to the wall. Little bit of contact. Here comes the 40 of Colton Gardner, looking to take both positions off of him. Put the 40 to second place.
Now Daniel's in jeopardy of losing that 3rd spot.
Prohl, really good run through 1. Going to have the high side momentum. And trucks in front of him to help with the draft. Daniel Dow, he's going to have to tuck it back and forth. They're
now we got 3
wide going to the tunnel turn. Oh, contact.
And it does not go well.
Caution's out once again. And that's what the leaders want to see.
Yeah, Jake with those fresh new tires goes to the inside and scares the 99 up into the 01.
And both of them had just pit, so they were the top 2 on the freshest tires. Jake also had the 92 of Kyle Westwood pushing him down that long straightaway before the tunnel turn. So he was coming in with a heap of momentum. So leaders got what they wanted to see. 2 quick laps, caution out. Though Phillips in the 77, he's worked his way up into 6th place, along with Westwood in 7th. They're on the freshest tires, just came in on lap 56. Top 4, still the same top 4 we had from the restart, just order jumbled up. And then Robert Lewis hanging on to 5th place with coming in lap 45, second newest set of tires. Again, just a little in-depth about the race. 70 laps, we've completed 60. 7 cautions for 21 laps.
We've got 9 to go.
10 to go. Gonna be 9 this time around. So restarting about maybe 8. You can get another quick succession of cautions, because another quick caution might save that 32 and 40 just a little bit. I'd still be worried, though. That 77, he was absolutely flying on the restart.
Yeah, I don't think the 77 is happy with where he is. We'll be back in 6th place right now. He's definitely looking to get back up into that top 3, get him a podium, if not a win.
Yeah, he's been probably one of the best trucks. He's also been one of the more aggressive trucks through the runs as well.
And I don't think that aggression is going away the more laps that tick off here either.
In the slightest. If anything, it's going to pick up a little bit.
I think he may be having a little co-opetition with Kyle Westwood right behind him, as they can both try to work up through the traffic together till it's really time to come down to the finish there and go for the win.
Yeah, a little bit of work can be put between the two, so cooperation could help them out both out, as again the 77 is laying way back here through the pace lap, making a huge gap to the 14. Though it's definitely going to shrink come time before the restart. Holloman, seeing a little bit of lap sled. We saw him fighting the 2 of Daniel Dow during the green flag, so he's been up front all race long. Colton Gardner in the 40, he snuck his way up here, just being silent, being consistent. Proley's been up here all race long, so's the 2. So top 4, 5 trucks. Well, top 4, 3 of those trucks have been up here all race long. Top 5, you add in the 14 of Jacob Barker. Him and the 40 both been kind of mid-pack, but keeping the trucks clean out of danger allowed them to be up here. And then 77 of Phillips and 92 of Westwood, the other 2 we've seen up towards the front on the freshest set of tires.
I hope we can keep it clean here going into the next, to the end of the race. I think we're going to see some great racing if we do. Got a bunch of great drivers up front that have been up there, want to get up there. We'll see what happens.
Holland as well. He's going to choose the outside for the restart here, which he took the lead running the outside of turn 1. Had a great amount. Jacob, did I say the 14 of Jacob Barker? I meant the 14 of Braden Lewis.
Not Daniel out front. It's going to be Blair taking the green.
Yeah, then we've seen it now. He's had great jumps. Not quite sure where Hallman's going to go in the box. Of course, as soon as they get to it, they can choose where to restart wherever they want. So it's going to be interesting to see when he goes. Is he going to do it as soon as he gets there, get the jump on the 40, or wait until the end? Catch the 48 napping a little bit.
Being that it's his first time up on the box, or in that lead control car position, I would probably lean to believe that he's going to go as soon as he gets in there, just to get that jump in that speed going down the back, going down the Long Pond stretch.
Yeah, speed down that straightaway could absolutely play a huge part. Well, field's rolling through turn 3 right now, so it's about time to figure out. Pace truck going to take a hard left to pit road. You can see the restart box. It's that orange bit of wall right there. Goes Holloman about just at the start. Got a great jump, so he's already clear of the 40 of Gardner, who's got a great push from behind. Got to be side by side with the 2 of Dow.
Quite as good as what Daniel was getting. He's out front now, though, with a good lead.
Hallman clear for first, still side by side. Gardner, he had help from the 80 of Prohl, who since has jumped behind the 77 of Phillips, already up into 3rd place. Prohl now going to move to the inside, 3 wide further back. Rouse put in the middle. Trucks way high through 2. They keep it off the wall, though. Prohl still to the inside of the 40. off of turn 3. A little bit of sideways movement from some trucks, but we keep them straight. Now the outside line's going to prevail.
Well behaved at the moment.
Top 3 have broken away about half a second from the 77 to the 40. Of course, Phillips, he's got those new sets of tires.
Oh, we got contact.
Hounding the 2 of Dow. Oh, and that's the 29 of Snyder. 80 of Prohl involved. 14 of Braden Lewis. And the 81 absolutely diced it up the middle.
Yeah. It looks like Drew slightly got a little too hot into that corner, slid up into Heath Snyder. Once that contact was made, there was about nothing Heath could
I want
do.
to look at the onboard of the 81 of Tyler Rouse. He absolutely sent it up the inside. No hesitation, and I don't think he lifted during it either.
It didn't look like it.
Hayes needs new undies. Okay, go get him a new fire suit there, Devin. And it's all off of 2. You can see it. Truck already into the wall. He slowed down just a bit. Maybe a bit of contact off the 14's nose. But absolute commitment. Talk about commitment through turn through in the tunnel turn. Let's talk about the commitment off of turn 2 through a wreck.
I'm looking back to my pick, Heath Snyder, see how much damage he got out of that. It looked like he got out of that pretty clean. I don't see a whole lot of damage. Oh, yeah, there is a lot of damage on the left front there.
Snyder's truck a little wonky.
You know, the front of it is clean. The top's clean. It's just right above the tire that that fender's kind of disappeared. So I actually don't think that's going to affect him too much. We'll see if he comes down pit road and gets it fixed or not. What would you do in that situation?
I mean, I'm coming down to fix the damage.
You got 2 laps to go. You gonna give up all that track position?
Yes, I would, just because that truck, if it doesn't drive straight, track position ain't gonna matter. And looking at the top 4 this time, Phillips, he's back into 3rd. He's the best pusher we've seen on restarts. But we also saw him dip out from behind the 2 of Dow. He was pushing earlier into 1 to try and take the spot, which he did for a moment. Do you want to line up with him behind you if you were the 32 of Blair Holloman?
I want the fastest guy behind me. I want that good push to make sure I get out front. Then once you get out front, then you have a different
6
strategy.
minutes
Stand
of
in front of
damage.
him.
That's how much damage he's got. He's got 6 minutes of it.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna put a damper in his day.
And I see what you say. You want the fastest guy behind you. I'm just not sure if he's going to be fully committed to pushing you.
Oh, I don't think anybody's committed to pushing anybody at this point. It's go time. It's time to go see that checker, and if you see it, you're gonna go try to get it. And I think that stands for definitely the top 3. I think anybody in the top 5 or.
Oh, Phillips actually, I think he might be 4th, not 3rd. So Phillips 4th, he's going to be on the outside, not going to be able to duck out and go low into 1. He might be 3rd based on how they're lining up.
the excitement factor is definitely going to be in that 77 and the 92 of Kyle Westwood. A little bit fresher tires. I know we've had that tire cycle, but psychologically, you think you have better tires. You're going to push it a little harder. So it'll be fun to watch. Jake and Kyle.
So Hallman, he's going to take the high side, have the 40 of Colton Gardner behind him. Dow's going to be on the bottom with the 77 of Phillips and then the 92 of Westwood. 2 Rams versus 2 Toyotas.
I'm glad to see that Ram came back to the Truck Series. It's good to see.
I am too. We got the 3 big names of American automation back in the sport. Dodge via Ram, then Chevy and Ford never left. I want to see Dodge come back with the Xfinity and Cup Series.
Absolutely. I agree. I've been real happy with NASCAR lately. Went through a time where NASCAR wasn't all that fun, but now they're bringing back some of the old historic tracks. That's been fun to see. Bringing back, like we were just talking about Dodge, talking about possibly getting some other cars join the series.
Yeah, we've got news of a possible 5th manufacturer as well. But anyways, we're back to racing. Green, white checker this time around. Pace truck's going to dip off. Green flag in the 32. Great push from the 40 behind. Hallman clear to the lead. 77, he's staying locked behind the 2 of Dow. Westwood abandons the inside, goes high. 32 of Hallman clear going into 1. Battle for second, Daniel Dow, Colton Gardner. And Phillips on the fresh tire is going to get a great run. Not going to take it to the inside. He's going to stay committed to the 2.
Kyle Westwood pushing Colton down the straightaway, getting a good launch down into the corner, taking it low, and now getting on the inside of Colton.
Yeah, it was a great run through him, though he wasn't able to make the pass. Going to fall back in line. 2 of Dow's going to dip to the inside. Gardner's going to cover off the bottom through 3. 2 the white flag. Are we going to get it? Westwood a little bit of putting it into the wall. White flag. This race is going to be official if they wreck.
Holloman, you got to be loving what you're seeing in your mirror. If you're Blair Holloman, got a couple car length lead, fighting behind you.
Colton Gardner holding it on second. Phillips, you saw he tried to make the high lane work. Westwood didn't give it to him though. Down the stretch going into turn 2. Westwood, he's going to duck out. Put it to the inside of the 40. He tried it last lap around.
Can he make it stick?
Through the tunnel turn. He's got it this time.
There's P2. Is there enough time to get P1?
Gotta have a perfect setup through 3. Enters high, cuts it down low. He's digging.
Oh,
I don't
Jake
think it's
pushes
gonna be
it down
enough.
in the corner, makes contact.
Down around. There goes the 24. To the line, though. Holloman had it.
Wrecking
Westwood
to the finish.
second. Colton Gardner in third.
I think Jake bit off a little more than he could chew coming out of turn 3 there.
Also allowed Holloman. He won that tournament bracket battle between the 92 of Westwood. He's going to go off to face Heath Snyder in Texas. And last lap chaos. I mean, that's any track. But Pocono turn 3, it's wide, it's sweeping, it's inviting. So a lot of battles going on.
I think
Holloman with the
Jake. Go ahead.
Holloman with the win. A lot of guys coming up, giving a bump of congratulations. Now for the 32, just burn her on down.
Yeah, I think this was a popular win for Blair for sure. So unfortunate for Daniel coming in with a P12.
It is. He had one of the best trucks. All right, we're going to be quickly to commercial for a moment, and we will be back for the unofficial results and post-race interviews.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, and we are back from that quick commercial break. And I think the best thing to do right now, let's run through these unofficial results. Blair Holloman, of course, came home with the win. I think that's not back-to-back for him, but still solid finishes all around. 3 wins in the past 5 races for him. Gets it done here again at Pocono. Second place, Kyle Westwood, teammate. The battle for the Adamant tournament before the final. Holloman's going to take it just over him. Third place, Colton Gardner. Fourth place is going to be Joseph DuPont. Fifth, Jaco Phillips. Absolutely amazing truck. Was a rocket ship on the restarts. Great pushing to whoever was in front of him. Sixth place, Noah Walters. Seventh, Andrew Nagy. Eighth, Drew Prold. Ninth, Christopher Fuge with a good rebound and solid finish. 10th place, James Staples. If you want to go ahead with the rest, Kenny.
All right, we got Tyler Roos in 11th place, Daniel Dow, 12th. Most unfortunate, he had a great day, ran up front most of the day, and unfortunately ends up there 12th. 13th, we got Robert Lewis, Connor Fuge in 14th, Jared Hayes 15th, JP Jones in 16th, Brian Alphin in 17th, Heath Snyder found an unfortunate event, putting him back in 18th, Jordan Sailors winding up 19th, and Lilith Peters in 20th. Jeremy Clapper Newell back in 21st, Dave Fuge 22nd, and Tyler Cheney rounding out the 23 car field.
Like we said, those are your unofficial results, but it's about time to get into interviews. And before we start, Kyle Westwood, who finished second, he had to jump off real quick. So we're not going to be able to interview him for second place, but we got third place, Colton Gardner. And Colton, it's good to finally see you up here. You've had some good great runs towards the end of the season, and always so sneaky. You just kind of kept it out of business, kept it out of everybody else's business, ran your own race like I've always seen you do. How good does it feel to be up here?
It's been a long time coming. I've been doing this league for almost 2 years now, and it's quite awesome. I kind of can't believe I'm on the podium.
I know, just because I, of course, part of the team of SMR and their development drivers. I know you guys put in a lot of work. How much work did you put into tonight?
We put in pretty decent bit of time into this, and I gotta give a shout out to Robert Lewis for practicing with me. We practiced a handful of times before this race, and we did some stuff where we were racing side by side and everything, and he's given me some tips on this place because I have struggled mightily here over the last few seasons. Just his help with his information and everything has been a very, very huge asset to this team, and what he's been able to do, being my crew chief on Sunday nights as well, and it's just really, really cool.
I know you probably weren't expecting it, but you were sneaky. As I said, you kept yourself out of everybody else's business. And over the radio, I know I heard Blair give you an absolutely good thank you for the push you gave him on that final restart, which allowed him clear of everybody on the inside. But before the race even started, how much were you thinking about fuel? Because from what it looked like, you could probably do it on one stop exactly halfway through.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what happened. I mean, the caution, the second caution dropped at like the perfect time, like close to halfway. And we had so many caution laps after that that I had saved probably at this point 10 laps of gas. I was like right on the money after the caution, but then after every caution, I was just able to save a ton. I'd have enough for a few green white checkers if we had them.
And me and Kenny up here, we were talking about it as well. After that caution hit, we said everybody's probably good to go. This caution right after that, okay, everybody's definitely able to go. And then after that is like, okay, we've got enough to cover green white checkers. But then there were also those guys that came in during those cautions to take tires. How worried were you about them getting up through the field?
Quite frankly, I wasn't really worried about it until the second to last restart, because I felt like when everybody went down in pit that they would be stuck between the traffic with the old tires and everything. But we honestly hadn't ran that many green flag laps or anything to really make a dent into the tires, really, I felt. But that last one I was kind of sweating it a bit. I had a feeling I was going to be a little off pace, but somehow wasn't. I was able to get it hooked up in the corners and everything and be able to keep a good pace.
Kept a good pace, you did. Kenny, you got anything for him?
No, I think Colton, you ran a solid, smooth race. We didn't talk about you much in the beginning of the race. Like Wesley said, you just stayed out of everybody's mess and ran your casual perfect race and ended up in third there. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Colton, I know I'm going to talk to you later, but before we let you go, shout outs to anybody, sponsors, friends, family.
I want to shout out Smoky Mountain Racing. We've been working a lot on everything, and everybody's been pitching in a lot on events, and I want to shout out Chris and Dave for everything that they do for this league. I want to thank the broadcasters, all y'all. Between all the leagues, y'all do amazing work, and it's really cool to be able to put on a show for everybody. I want to thank Blair for working with me there. It was really cool to be able to do that. I want to thank French Broad Fire and Rescue, my sponsor, all my other sponsors and everybody. Been at it for a long time, and it's It to me feels like a win being on the podium in this league because it is so tough. And shout out to all the competitors that deal with me every week.
Well, we thank you for every bit of entertainment y'all give us every single Monday to commentate. It's y'all that make us sound so good with our calls and give us something to commentate over.
Yes, sir.
Well, Colton, have a good rest of your night. Go celebrate with the boys.
Yes, sir. We'll be there all night, I guess.
Have a good one.
You too.
Colton Gardner, your third place finisher. Like you said, he's been working so hard to get up here, and it finally paid off. But winner here tonight, 3 out of the last 5. Blair Holloman, you got a copy?
I got you guys. How you doing?
Doing good, Blair. And I know last week we talked about it. You thought there was only one chance for the tournament. We're kind of shocked to hear that, hey, there's a loser's bracket that you were going to be in today. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to go battle Heath Sider again for the overall win.
We'll see how that goes at Texas. Texas is one of those tracks that I'm not entirely the most confident at, but as long as you can save tire and keep your nose clean on the restarts, I mean, if you can make them last, you got a chance.
Well, that's to look forward to in 2 weeks. But let's talk about tonight. Up front, you were one of the cars that was up there almost every single bit of the race. We had that long green flag run that you were able to follow Dow back to the 92 of Westwood and get around him. And then just caution after caution came. You were always in the top 4, only made the one pit stop. So you were on about 20 lap older tires compared to Westwood and Jaco Phillips trying to run you down. Were you ever worried about them in the last couple of restarts?
Westwood, nah, because I know Westwood's going to be very respectful. Like, if he has a chance, he's going to go for it. But the 77, I watched him push Dow through the tunnel turn, and at that moment, I realized this man, if he gets a chance, he will put you in the fence and go for it. So I'm like, all right, I want to stay in front of him because that's a little different. But those restarts is just, you want to push the guy in front of you as far forward as you can, because if you're caught on the inside through turn 1, it's a death sentence for you. You're going backwards. So it was the few restarts I got to be on the inside, that was not fun at all. We got a chance to start 4th on the restart, and I was like, oh, I felt like I hit the lottery. I didn't lose spots. But I was definitely scared of that 77 truck when we got to those restarts. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, not only was he on fresher tires, I'd say, and I think Kenny can agree with me here, on the restarts, he was probably the best one when it came to pushing. Whoever he was behind kind of rocket shipped and almost got the lead every single time. And then there was that one restart where he pushed out for a little bit, then took as soon as he could, he ducked to the inside to try and take the lead. So I think I agree with you there. His aggression was definitely turned up to about 150%. But just managing to keep it on that high side, you said, probably helped you through turn 1. And I mean, you came home with the win. There ain't nothing more you can ask for.
Yeah, it definitely, the high side was very good there. I kind of wish that second run was a long run. It made me feel like I saved 37 laps of fuel worth for kind of nothing there toward the end. But it did put us in good track position for the latter half of the race. And then seeing the antics unfold with the different replays of cautions, I was definitely glad to be up front. When we had that caution and Westwood pitted, I told him, I said, I would not have done that. Track position to me is worth more than those fresh tires, because we had that caution come out. It was like, was it lap 56? The caution came out, and for a little bit, just about there. And I said to Westwood, like, I just ran my fastest lap of the race. Like, I'm not pitting. These tires aren't worn in like that bad. There's plenty of pace on them. But he went back there, and I was like, well, let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens. He almost got to you. I mean, it was less than 0.2 of a second. New tires eventually played out a little bit, but just didn't matter enough. Kenny, you got something for him?
Yeah, the only question I got is, what did you think at the beginning of the race when Kyle was out front and kind of was extending that lead on you? At that point in the race, did you think, for sure that he'd come back to you and then, the race would even out, or were you thinking at that point that oh boy, this might be a runaway night and if I have a chance anymore? What did you think at that point?
I thought I honestly thought he was going to stay up ahead a while. Last week when we ran at Indy, I was able to pull a 1.5 second lead by myself, just making sure that the guys breaking the draft with the guys behind me and just rolling the corners very well. I was thinking that he was going to stay up ahead, but Westwood said on Discord when as we're running along, he's like, I think I'm burning off the rear tires. And I asked him, I said, are you lifting? Like, how far are you coasting through the corner before you get back on it? And he's, where he told me he was getting back into gas, I realized he was burning tires. So it was like, at some point, we're about midway through that opening stint. And I'm like, all right, so he's actually going to start coming back to us soon, because he says he doesn't have any rear grip. But if he would have rolled those corners, like turn 1 and the tunnel turn, like really rolled them on entry, he probably would have kept that gap for a lot longer than he did. And that would have made things interesting, because if we would have been green and he still had that gap when we got the pit stops, I mean, it's worth everything here. You got clean air, you got nobody pushing on your rear bumper for you to miss the corner entry, or nobody in front of you that makes it aero tight. I mean, you got a shot to keep distance and make ground on people here. It's really weird. The draft helps you down these straightaways, but honestly, if you got nobody around you going through the corners, that pace you can make through the corners honestly is worth more to me than that draft down the straightaway.
Yeah, that's something we talked about as well. Kenny actually was the first one to say it when it came to setups. You want it set up for 2 more than anything.
Yeah, pretty much the setup I was running tonight, honestly, is pretty close to how the Indy setup was. And Indy, we had a truck. I knew I kind of threw that one away. I'm not going to lie to you. I still kind of feel like I could have won that one. But I knew with the base that we had there that the truck here would be really good. It's just hit the marks. I know turn 2 is going to be the bread and butter corner. It's just get through that. And turn 3, as long as you get the corner entry nicely and you're not scrubbing the truck through there, it's really hard to mess up turn 3 if you're being smooth with the truck. Turn 1's kind of a coin flip, because after a while it's just hard to wrap the bottom. But turn 3, if you can let the truck settle in there without getting back into gas early, it's an easy momentum. The tunnel turn, as daunting as it looks, it's literally just like Indy. You lift at the 1 cone, throw it in there. As soon as you feel the truck actually plant, then you can start getting back on the gas. It's just hitting that repetition.
Sorry, I knew I cut you off.
Blair.
Go ahead, Kenny.
I'm glad I was here to be here and see you win. So good job to you, man.
Thank you. I remember them days racing with you in the ISCA. I may not be very good in a next gen car, but the truck is one of those few places I actually have a shot at. So I definitely enjoy that you got to see me actually showcase a little bit of the skill set instead of me getting wrecked out doing something dumb.
Good job.
Well,
thank you.
Good job all around, Blair. And of course, before we let you go for the night and celebrate your win, any shout outs you want to give friends, family, and sponsors?
Yeah, the truck we're running still running the Steve Park throwback. We'll probably have a new one for next week. E-Racing Designs, my buddy Rob Evans' business. On the side, we got Holloman Napa Auto Parts, a series sponsor. It's my cousin Tad's family business. I want to give a shout out to Westwood. Hey man, we wrapped out the podium. That's 2 Pennsylvanians finishing 1-2. Westwood lives about an hour and 15 minutes from Pocono, and I live about 95 minutes from there. So I get to win at home. That's something that I don't really get to say. This is one of those tracks I don't win at. So it's kind of cool to win a home race. My dad's watching. I know he was entertained. No, Sophia was watching. It definitely was a good race. I was able to finally break through. I felt like I threw that away at Indy. I'm glad I got to redeem that here. We're going to hopefully try to carry some momentum into Texas and see where the next 5 races takes us. I want to say thank you guys for the broadcast, and of course the Fuges for putting on the league, and Colton, because honestly, if Colton didn't give me that push, that final restart, I don't think I would have done it. So I want to say thank you to Gardner, because he really did help me out there at the end.
Well, we always thank y'all whenever y'all come up into the booth. It's y'all that give us the show to commentate and make it seem like a true live race. But go celebrate your win, Blair. Again, 3 in the last 5, so you're on a good roll. And I know a couple drivers have said it. You've got a really good chance here at winning out this whole championship.
We're going to try our best. Hopefully consistency continues to pay off. We'll see. Thank you guys.
No problem. Thank you as always. Your winner for tonight, Blair Holloman, Always good to have a talk with him. He's always so nice, and I think probably one of the nicest drivers all throughout the field. But that wraps up Pocono. Tricky Triangle definitely lived up to its name as always. Big thanks to our producer here, Kobe. He's the one that gives us all these lovely graphics. Dave for running the league, the admins sitting on the box watching the whole race. If you want to become a sponsor, hit up the email right there of Inside Lane for the streams. And then if you want to be a sponsor of Spartan Sim Racing, you can contact them. Want to become a driver? Well, there's the league ID. We are coming to the end of the season, so maybe looking forward to the next season here come fall of 2026. Stay up to date with all of these social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, YouTube, wherever it is you might be following along. And is it Texas next? I thought we had a race between. But next race, it seems, yeah, it is going to be Texas. So rounding out the admin tournament box, Snyder versus Blair, he touched on it. So he thinks as long as he's just able to keep the tires on it, he'll be good to go in a race. And we hope to see everybody there as always as well. Like, subscribe, follow Inside Lane. It gives some huge support to Kobe, who works so hard behind the scenes for us. And as for me, myself, Kenny, how'd you feel about the race?
Man, I love racing. I love Pocono, and I thought it was a great race, at least to the halfway mark. Sorry we saw all those cautions, but all in all, I think we got to see great racing up front, and congratulations once again to Blair.
Well, that's going to give it all to us up here in the booth. We hope to see you again next week, as it was said right there, Texas Motor Speedway. So keep an eye out for that whenever it comes time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We hope to see you all. And from myself, Kobe up here, our producer, and Kenny also in the booth, we appreciate y'all and have a good night.